Hello, good afternoon class. How are you doing? Hope you're all fine and safe. So before we begin, did you enjoy your vacations? Did you have a great time with your families and friends? Hope you do, and I hope you had a blessed time. And now, are you ready for your educations? You ready to continue on to our lessons? Today we're going to start in Unit 10, page 96 and 97. This, on Unit 10, will be a two-part series. This will be our first part, and next week we will also continue on our second part of this series. Today we're going to talk about daytime and nighttime. Can you explain anything to me about daytime? And can you post something up on our Telegram post? What is nighttime? Hope you can explain this very fast and pretty briefly. So now, can you turn your book to page 96? On page 96 entails daytime and nighttime. Before we begin, I would like to read to you the first few paragraphs. And if you want, you can also read it with me. Okay, you ready? Ready to begin? Starting from the first paragraph. Daytime and nighttime. Daytime and nighttime is a result from the relationship between the sun and the earth rotating itself. On the side of the earth that faces the sun, it is daytime. On the side of the earth that faces away from the sun, it is nighttime. Daytime is a period that receives light from the sun. It lasted 12 hours. The weather is hot. Most living things are out looking for food. Man works and does activities. So, okay, as we have known here, you see my diagram, we have, this is the sun, and this is our planet Earth. As we have learned through your science class and also our social study class, we know that the Earth has a rotation. The Earth spins around the sun, but it also has a rotation of its own. So how many hours does it take for the Earth to spin around its rotation? Can you ask me a question? You can post it on our Telegram page. Explain to me, how many hours does it take for the Earth to spin around its own axis? If you have said 24 hours, you are correct, because the Earth takes 24 hours to spin around its own axis. I mean, it's around its own rotation. Earth also spins around its own axis, and it also spins around the sun. As you have learned through your science class, we know the sun is a star. It is a fixed star, right? So the sun does not move. It's fixed. I mean, it stays still at its position. Only all the planets that's facing the sun is rotating around the sun, and it also has its own axis. So we know in one whole day there is 24 hours. So it takes 24 hours for Earth to rotate around its axis. So let me ask you this now. During daytime and during nighttime, how long does each side last it? How long does each side faces the sun and the other side of Earth in darkness does not face the sun? I will leave that question for you to answer because that will be part of your task questions. So if you understand here, all Earth rotation, all planets have a rotation around the sun, right? According to our readings. And there is 24 hours within a day. And according to your reading here, it says it lasted 12 hours. So on each side of the Earth that's facing the sun and the each side of the Earth that is not facing the sun lasted for 12 hours. So for a period of 12 hours, you will receive sunlight. And the other half of the Earth that don't receive sunlight will be in darkness. That will be nighttime, correct? Okay, now I want you to also read the rest of your text. And after you read your text, please record your voice and post it on our Telegram page about daytime and nighttime. These readings on this text on page 96 will also help you to answer these questions here. These questions here are part of your task 1. Plus also I will have other assignments that I will drop for you after you have completed this work. As you understand, through your science class and here, there is a rotation on our planet. And each rotation a day takes 24 hours for the Earth to spin around its own axis. So I have a few questions here on our task 1 that I will read, and hopefully you can answer me. The first question is, daytime happens when? So when do daytime happen? Also in your book. And the second question, it takes how many hours for the Earth to make a complete rotation? This will be quick answers for you, so you could answer this really quick. But I want you to don't just write down the answers, also write down the questions. Write all these questions down in your notebook, including the answers, okay? So do not just give me the answers, also want the questions. And question number 3, it takes blank days for the Earth to go around the sun. So how many days does it take for the Earth to go around the sun? It is not here, but I hope you know, because it is part of our calendars. How many days it takes for Earth to go around the sun? And the fourth question, how long do daytime last? As we have learned earlier, we know one whole day takes 24 hours for the Earth to make a complete rotation on its axis. So how long does daytime last? And the fifth question is, how long do nighttime last? If we have a certain amount of hours within our day, and each hour is divided in 2, so how long does each daytime or nighttime last? Hope you can answer me this pretty quick, because you should be able to answer me this question within 5 minutes, right? And the last question here is question number 6. As you're further reading on page 96 and 97, also entails what happened during daytime and what happened during nighttime. So for your question number 6, the answer is, what event happened during daytime and nighttime? I want you to list down at least 5 events that happened during the daytime and some events that happened during the nighttime for you, okay? So for example, daytime, one of my example, I go to work. That's my example. You can use your own example. Daytime I work, and at nighttime I sleep. I make sure I have enough rest and energy so I will get back to work. Okay, this is just my example. Now I want you to write your example. What do you do during the daytime, and what do you do during the nighttime? What events happen during daytime and nighttime? I will give you 20 minutes to complete all these events in this task here. Once you complete this task, I will also upload some more tasks for you for our first task onto your Telegram page, so you will do. And I will give you an extra 10 minutes to complete this task. This will all be included in your first one task. Also, I have one bonus question for you. You can answer me this question by the end of our video, meaning the end of our third video. The bonus question is, what natural events can you see only in the daytime that you can't see at night? So what natural phenomenon or natural event can you see only in the daytime? I will give you a hint. It has 4 colors or more. You will have till the end of the third video to answer me this question. If you get it right, I will give you extra 4 points on your work. So it's really important. This will be the only hint I will give you, so please do not ask for more hints, okay? Okay, this is the end of our first video and the end of your task. So till I see you in our second video. Goodbye. Hello, welcome back to our second videos for today's lessons. Again, I'd like to thank you for submitting in to me your first task, and most of you have answered it correctly, and thank you for that. I have some few minor errors here that I've remade, so hopefully you can understand. Some minor adjustments and some grammar check, and some of you have corrected me in our Telegram page, so I want to thank you for that. Again, we have understand in our first video that the Earth takes 365 days to go around the sun. If you have said that, you are correct. That is one whole full year. And the Earth has its own rotations, as we have learned, on its own axis. It takes 24 hours for the Earth to spin on its own axis. And some of you have said, well, most of you have said, that each side of the earth is rotated, where one side is darkness and one side is daytime, contains only 12 hours a day. And you are correct if you said that. Because if there are 24 hours on Earth rotations, and each side of the Earth receives sunlight for 12 hours. So 12 hours you receive daylight, and the other 12 hours is darkness, right? Okay, so thank you for explaining that to me and to your classmates. As you can see here also, a picture on page 97. It's black and white, but it also shows the same example of my drawing here. I will also upload some more pictures so you can have a better viewing of how the earth looks like, facing the sun when it's daytime and not facing the sun when it's nighttime. Some of you have already answered me these questions. Very good job. You have received 4 points. Some of you still are considering the questions. So you have till the end of our third video to answer me the bonus question. Remember, you receive 4 points for your bonus question. What event can you see only in the daytime that you can't see at night? Remember our hint, it has 4 colors or more. So for those of you that already answered me that question, please keep quiet and give a chance for your classmates to answer. Okay, this is our question for our first task. Some of you haven't sent me your answers yet. That's why I left it up here so you can have a better viewing with the correct grammar check that I've made. And hopefully you send it to me before this video is over. And for your second task, I will post it after the video is played. So after you have watched this video, let me know that you have completed watching this video, and I will post your second task. Okay, class, for the second task, I will give you 30 minutes to complete because it is kind of long and I have a lot of questions. Backwards and back forward, right? So you have 30 minutes to complete the second task. And then, after 30 minutes, I will play the last video. Okay, class? See you in our third video. Welcome back to our third and final videos for today's lessons. Once again, I would like to thank you for sending me in your tasks, your first task and your second task. Well, the job well done. Most of you have answered it correctly, and you give me a good example of what you do during the daytime and what you do during the nighttime. So I would like to thank you for that. And remember, all your assignments that you do from now on is really important because they count to your overall grade. So all the questions and the activities and the homework I have, please do your activities and please submit me your homework because they will be a really important part of your overall grade, okay? So let's do a quick review before I give you your homework. Today's lesson is about daytime and nighttime. So what do you have learned about the earth going around the sun? How many days does it take the earth to go around the sun? Can you answer me that? Yes, some of you, I've already said it takes 365 days for the earth to go around the sun. That is 1 complete year. We will talk more about how it spins around the sun and how it changes our weather, meaning how it changes our season here on earth to go around the sun in our next week's video. So this will be to be continued about that. And we also learned that the earth also has its own rotations. You see it? The earth also spins its own rotation as it goes around the sun. The earth also spins. And the spinning of its own rotation takes 24 hours for the earth to spin on its own axis, right? So for each half of the section that is facing the sun, it receives daylight. And for the other half of the earth that is not facing the sun, it is darkness, it is nighttime. As we have learned, many events happen during daytime and during nighttime. Some animals only come out at night, like we have learned only bats, right? Comes out at night and eat. In the daytime, bat sleeps. And for me, as my example, I work in the daytime, so I sleep at night. This is just my example of something that happened during daytime and nighttime for me. And some of you have really wrote down some interesting of what you do during the daytime and what you do during the nighttime and what you see, like certain animals or certain things you see only in the daytime and things that you only see at nighttime. Okay, for most of you, you have answered me your bonus questions already. Before I submit your homework, I will give you the answers to the bonus questions. Remember, you still have some time left to answer me your bonus questions, so it really counts. So you want the 4 extra points, please submit me your bonus question. Okay, now for your homework. Your homework assignment I will post after the video is played. So after you finish watching this video, let me know that you have completed, and I will post you your homework. Again, your homework assignments, I have made a bunch of copies of, and it will be 2 sheets. So you will have plenty of work to do for the whole week. Remember, your homework is due before we start our next week's class. So please send it in to get your full grade. Okay, now for the answers to your bonus questions. Are you ready? Please submit me, you got it. What natural events can you see only in the daytime that you cannot see at night? My hint, it has 4 colors. Ready? 3, 2, 1. A rainbow. Ah, I got you, for those here. A rainbow. You can only see a rainbow in the daytime. You cannot see a rainbow at night, right? So I'd like to congratulate for those of you that have already answered me this bonus question. You all have received 4 points. Thank you. Okay, class, this is the end of our class. And see you all next week. Till then, goodbye and be safe.